What's going on, gamers? It's your boy Daily Tactics here, and today we are back with some Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2 with approximately 50,000 redcoats versus 6 million Zulu Warriors. What? What is this glitch? What is this? It's like blocky. Maybe if I turn up my graphics settings, I'll be right back. Okay, I increased my graphics quality and this weird glitch continues. That is so weird. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, I switched their character models. Maybe this works now. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so these are Zulu Warriors, quote unquote, attacking the British Army at Rorke's Drift here. I got a request from someone to do a simulation of Rorke's Drift in Ultimate Epic Battle Simulator 2. I thought that was super interesting, super cool idea, super fun idea. So that's exactly what we're doing here. Again, like the last Rorke's Drift video we did in, I believe it was Ravenfield. I honestly don't know that much about the Zulu Wars, or that much about Rorke's Drift for that matter. All I know is the Zulus heavily outnumbered the British in this particular battle, but the British managed to hold them off. But beyond that, I believe the Zulu Wars was somewhat of a disaster for the British, I think. I don't know. I really didn't put any research into this video, but I thought it'd be fun to go ahead and do this. So we have, like I said, 50,000 British soldiers and 6 million Zulus coming forward. The British soldiers are in square formation here, which was, probably just slightly becoming an outdated formation at the start of, Rorke's Drift, which I believe was like the late 1800s, I want to say. But I also wouldn't put money on it because I really don't remember. But okay, yeah, it was the late 1800s right there during the Anglo-Zulu War. January 22nd. Wow, that's a long time ago. But of course, square formations was, becoming rapidly outdated at that point in time with the invention of new weapons and things along those lines. But, I still thought it'd be fun to have a square formation here. Of course, the corners of the squares tend to be the weakest point of the squares and cause problems during these types of battles. So, that could be a massive problem going forward here. Also, the fact that the Zulu Warriors are collapsing into the British Army really, really hard right here, which is destroying a lot of them. But there is a middle square over this way too, which should be pretty interesting to see fight if it comes to that, because it's got soldiers in the trench line, outside the trench line, and then in this little island area here that's betwixt the number of different trench rows. So that'll be a fairly interesting defense to see be enacted during this battle overall. So at the moment, we do have 500,000 dead Zulus right now. That is a crazy number. Holy smokes. And about 1,500 dead British soldiers. So the British are seriously dominating the battlefield right now and clobbering these Zulu warriors that are coming on forward. But of course, it is going to be a long battle, so who knows what could end up happening here. The more British that die, the less firepower that they end up having in the long term here. And, it can result in some pretty nasty business going on later on, with the British just absolutely getting slaughtered at the end of the day. We'll just have to find out if that happens. It seems like this far right corner over here is the weakest, with a lot of soldiers making it in this way. I wonder why that is. I'm not totally sure. Oh, but the trenches are filling with quote-unquote water. Yeah, YouTube demonetization. So this quote-unquote water is actually drowning a number of these British people, but it might also end up drowning a number of the Zulu Warriors at some point here too, which could be very advantageous to the British. We'll just have to wait and see. But a danger is if the water trickles down this way into these British soldiers' trenches right here, that could be a massive problem for them and just drown them all. But it also could create a moat and keep these guys away from the Zulu warriors. A lot of potential there with sort of how that water could end up flowing and resulting in many different scenarios going forward that could be good for the British or could just be horrible for them, and the Zulus get themselves a nice little landscape upgrade, I suppose you could call it right there. Either way, right now 42,500 British left alive and 5 million Zulus left alive right now. Why don't we go ahead and do a time lapse of a large overview here, and we can watch the Zulu continue to hit the British lines right here. Remember to keep eye on the numbers at the top right, because that's how you can sort of see how the battle's going for each side. Should be pretty interesting. Either way, guys, if you do enjoy this video, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe with notifications on if you haven't already, and comment down below who you think is going to win. Either way, let's do this time lapse. Alright, that was a shorter time lapse, but just because I wanted to check in on this. Yeah, that's bad. Okay, that's what I thought I saw when we were looking at that overview. And as you can see, these trenches are filling up. Now, this will create like a river-like roadblock for the Zulu warriors to get past, which could be pretty dangerous for them. But we also have a very large lake forming right there. But my fear is, yep, and that's happening right here, that these trenches are going to fill up too. And these guys might all die before they really get a good shot at defending here. You know, which is just part of that feature sort of being on. But that's one thing I really do like about the feature, is that it changes the battlefield a lot. It does tend to be very much so at the disadvantage of the defenders. But it just makes for the battles to be so interesting. It adds another level of dynamicness, if that's a word, to it. So I really like having it on, and it seems like a lot of people do. There's definitely some people that don't, and I will turn it off in the future for some videos. I've just been kind of having fun with that feature since it's somewhat new to me recently, so you know, that's why I keep having it on over and over again in these videos, because I think it's so interesting and so fun to see. But I promise in some future videos I will turn it off, especially the attack and defend ones, where it does sort of, I think, make it worse for the defenders in some situations. Sometimes it's okay, but most of the time I would say it's a worse thing for the defenders to have to deal with. But that being said, yeah, we will definitely turn it off in the future for some videos. Either way, let's do another time lapse like right about here. We've got 35,000 British soldiers left alive and 4.2 million Zulu warriors left alive. Let's get it. Okay, this is actually going decently well for the British here. They do have some lines getting very, very thin, specifically right here where I'm pointing. This is looking bad. This is looking pretty poopy. But, you know, oh god, they all died in here. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, that's kind of sad. But, either way, that all being said, they're holding up pretty decently. There's only 3.2 million Zulus left. That's almost half of their force gone. Of course, there's only half of the red coat force alive too, which is a problem, but we're not going to worry about that right now. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Let's not talk about that. It's fine. It's fine! Okay? We do have a breach right here. Is that the only current breach? Seems to be, yeah. Wait, unless over here? Oh yeah, we do have a little breach over here. Okay, a couple breaches popping up, but overall, Redcoat's still holding strong, and actually the corners, I think, are holding the best because they're double layered with two different lines put together here. So there's more soldiers technically in the quarters, which is kind of interesting. But, oh, that's my dog. Okay, let's cue another time lapse while I go stop him from barking. The last of the British lines here are folding. The corners seem to be the strongest. Well, this one's dead. Oh, these lines actually over here are still doing pretty well. Oh, did you look at that? I wonder why these guys over here are still doing so well, but that's good for them. Still 2.7 million of those Zulu warriors left alive, and only 10,000 British left alive. So recently, the British have lowered their output by quite a bit, and the Zulus are definitely profiting in this battle because of that right there. Of course, we do have this big old lake, which seems to be taking the lives of a number of Zulu, which is good for the Redcoats. And then, of course, it'll be interesting to see if they can, in fact, cross this little moat area that we got going on here almost. That'll be pretty neat as well, just to go ahead and see that. But so far, I'm thinking this is probably going to be a Redcoat defeat here. And honestly, I don't think it's necessarily because of the water. I mean, yes, it did clear out these trenches here, but I think either way, the Zulus would probably end up winning this one, since at this point, the Redcoats are doing so poorly that I think the Zulus would have had this dubski pretty much no matter what. But of course we will wait and see what ends up happening here, in case that the Redcoats do manage to make that sweet comeback and that sweet victory, or if the Zulus will get that sweet victory. Not much of a comeback, but more or less just a domination. So let's roll it and see what happens with this little inner area here. I think this should be a pretty cool time lapse to see what happens. This part should be interesting because now we're going to be seeing how these Zulu warriors plan to basically cross this moat here. And I don't think they can do it without losing soldiers. So, you know, they're going to have to basically make a body bridge across. And that's not going to be too pretty. There's still some decent Redcoat holdouts on the other side, though. So I bet they go for them before they make the body bridge over. Oh, maybe not. See, it doesn't have to be a super thick body bridge or anything like that, so they could probably cross it with relative ease. By the way, no one is peeing in the background. I'm making a cup of decaf coffee, so with my Keurig, just in case there was any confusion there. Yeah, let's see. Anyone? No one's making the big leap across. Yeah, I have a feeling they'll probably cover just the way the AI works. They cover all the most accessible people first, and then they'll cross over to get to the other side right there and take out the last remaining Redcoats. So, you know, that'll be happening, I'm sure, and we'll be here to see it, baby. Woo! To the bitter end. Let's do it. Alright, so there we go. The Zulu Warriors do end up having it, but the British did a pretty decent job. Only 2 million Zulus remain, but of course no British remain. Pretty crazy battle, pretty crazy end battlefield. I mean, there's quote-unquote water just about everywhere. It's pretty nuts. We should really use this map more, but Problem is the map gets kind of buggy towards the end game sometimes, so I don't always use it, but it is a fun map. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you did enjoy it. If you did, please be sure to hit that like button, subscribe with notifications on. We're trying to hit 500K, baby, and comment down below if you'd like to see some more in the future. Either way, I'll see you on the next one. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Be sure to click that subscribe button for more content, and hit the notification bell if you'd like to be alerted to whenever I live stream or upload. Thanks so much.